What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about being a little late. Seem to be late fairly often nowadays. I'm old, not really, but I'm old. That's why. Uh, that's how tired I am. I just blew on my closed coffee. Yeah, made no sense. All right. So, um, I got a few things we'll talk about today. An Israeli or Hamas that bombed a hospital. There's conflicting reports. One person, people say it was Hamas, other people say it's Israel, etc., etc. I don't really know. So we'll watch a couple videos about it because literally there's no real information on it that I've seen so far. I don't know. But yeah, so I have no idea, honestly. We'll check that out and see what the word is. But yeah, there's reports saying it was Hamas. There's reports saying it was Israel who dropped the bomb. Um, there's one person who at first said it was Israeli Air Force, and then he deleted his tweet and then said it was Hamas. I really don't know. I truly don't know. I think regardless of who did it, it's terrible. First off, why are you bombing a hospital? Even if it is, say it was Israeli, and the common thing is like if it's Israeli, it's because X, Y, Z, or it's because Hamas likes to hide under hospitals and whatnot. And while that may be true, doesn't mean you should bomb hospitals where there's innocent civilians. It's not their fault that a terrorist organization has decided to set up shop under where they're trying to get care from. So hospitals should always be off limits, regardless of who's uh, part of it or what's taking place. Hold on, I gotta set shit up. I don't have everything set up. But yeah, so that's the word. And then there's more insurrections going on at the White House, at least. Hold on. My, hold on. Oh, shit. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to add my Rumble onto this. It's already Wednesday. Um, Hold on. I'm just waiting for my Rumble to catch up now. I just mess up and not actually get my new Rumble. This is why Rumble needs to do a new API. All right. I will be right back. Hold on. Okay. I think that should have worked. There we go. All right, now we're on Rumble. Sorry about that. Sorry for putting stuff up. Rumble just needs to get a new API that works with that like connects with StreamYard automatically, so I don't have to make a new goddamn thing every single time. It's getting so goddamn annoying. I just want to make sure it actually is goddamn working. Cool. All right. Sorry about that. Oh. All right. Anyway, so I guess I'll go back to what I was saying. So we got reports of an Israeli Hamas bombing. Um, there's reports that it was Hamas who did it, and then there's reports that Israel did it. I don't know who, but we're gonna go and check it out. Maybe we'll draw an opinion, maybe we won't, probably won't. Um, but yeah, that's the plan for that one. And then there are recordings of people from at New York University that are ripping down flyers of missing civilians that are believed to be kidnapped by Hamas. I don't know why. What's the big deal? I would like to ask these two women. Oh, I guess I jumped ahead a bit. Also, what we're going to talk about is. Uh, okay, so no, I didn't jump ahead. All right. And then also, there appears to be more insurrection going on at the White House as a group of leftist activists blockade access to the White House. And demanding Israel stop military retaliation following Islamic terrorist attack. So reports Andy know. And then we got an update on the Murdaugh, on Alex Murdaugh. Um, we'll get into that, and I'll get into Murdaugh and all that stuff. All right, and then Dylan Dennis, after losing his fight to, oh no, do I have? Am I supposed to do this next, or am I supposed to talk about anyone else? Oh yeah, okay, okay, all right. I normally go in order of what I put in my title, but this time I decided not to. Apparently. Oh, sorry. So after Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul had a fight. Dylan Dennis lost. Now, technically, it was because he got disqualified, but in reality, he was going to lose regardless. And that's a goddamn fact. So he did an interview with Piers Morgan the other day. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to watch like 25 seconds. One that Logan Paul tweeted, where apparently Piers Morgan violated Dylan Dennis, and that's a term used to say like he owned him. And then there's reports, and then I'm going to watch another clip, and apparently Aiden Ross gets exposed by his father for wearing his sister's dresses. And then I got a New York Post article about a woman who admitted to sleeping with 300 people in a year, 1 year. So we'll look at that. All right, let's get into it since I've wasted so much goddamn time with the whole Rumble shit and making my coffee and everything. All right. Just before I really get into it, we'll probably go over some housekeeping things. I'm thinking this Friday, 20th, I may not end up doing a daily stream, a morning stream. Technically, kind of. I don't think I'll do my regular show on Friday because Spider-Man 2 is coming out. And I think I'm going to instead wake up around 7ish and go and do my playthrough of Spider-Man. That's what I think I'm going to end up doing. I haven't really like settled on, yeah, that's 100% what I'm doing, but that's more than likely what I'm going to end up doing on Friday. So just be aware of that. And if you're interested in watching me play Spider-Man and give my thoughts on it, make sure you check out my gaming channel, rumble.com/gaming with ghosts. It's also in the description if you need help finding it. So yeah. And then the next big thing is in a couple of weeks, August 8th, or November 8th, sorry. I plan to I should have the day off actually. And I will be doing what's it call it? I'll be doing the GOP was it third one? Yeah, third GOP debate. So I'll be checking that out. So just be on the lookout for that. That's November 8th. I don't even know what time it is, but it's gonna be in Miami. So, but yeah, so just be on the lookout for that is all. And then let's see, December 19th, I plan Courtney Clinny, the OnlyFans model who killed her boyfriend, is going to be on trial, and I plan to do to watch her trial. I will probably be only able to do it from like Tuesday to Friday, so depending on how long it takes, that's as far as I'll probably get to. So we'll see. I don't know how long it's going to be. Most trials, even with murder, take roughly like what 3 to 5 days. But these sensational ones take forever. So I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. All right. So I've wasted enough of everyone's time. Let's get into the video. So this is from my general go-to news person whenever she posts anything. It's from Katie. Oh wait, no, this isn't my go-to person. Never mind. Ignore what I was about to say. So she tweets, this lady, Katie Pavlich, who is, okay, she's from random broad, says, Hamas just bombed their own hospital full of Palestinians after a rocket full of shrapnel and fired at Israel fell short, which happens 40% of the time. Now you know what Israel goes through. Where's your condemnation? And this is a direct response for, okay, this is a direct response to Israel just bombed a Baptist hospital, killing 500 Palestinians, doctors, children's patients, just like that. POTUS, this is what happens when you refuse to facilitate a ceasefire and help de-escalate. Your war and destruction only approach has opened my eyes, and many Palestinian Americans and Muslim Americans like me, we will remember where you stood. What the fuck? And her response is to a Dr. Omar Suleiman. It says, Dear world, Israel just bombed a Christian hospital in Gaza and murdered over 500 Palestinian civilians. White phosphorus chemical bombs confirmed by Human Rights Watch was not enough to open your eyes. Over 1,000 dead children was enough. Will you open your eyes now and act? So that's what all these other tweets are direct response to. It's really funny that Rashida Tlaib, if you don't know, Rashida Tlaib is part of the squad, a bunch of women Congress chicks that, I don't know, do something, I guess. So yeah, so what's funny is she really fucking hated Donald Trump. But during Donald Trump, there was no new wars, no new like aggression attacks. Middle East was peaceful, but she hated Donald Trump. Now she's like, "Oh, POTUS, this is your fault because you do a whole it's because you're all war and what did you say? Yeah, your war and destruction only approach." It's kind of funny to me, honestly. So, okay. And it's good. There's a community note. It says there is currently no evidence that Israel bombed this hospital. Palestinians and may assume it was Israel. Israel, though, claims they were not operating in the area at the time, and a Palestinian rocket misfired, which was caught on camera and caused the explosion. Here is okay. Hey, look at that. So shout out. Yeah, I gotta say, with X, it's really nice to use fact checks basically on this shit. It's kind of nice. Okay. So now all of a sudden I got this UK goddamn audio or report from the Daily, what is this? DailyMail.com. So let's check this out. Wasn't planning on this, but hey, check it out. This was just released today. At midnight 38 EDT, so Eastern Daily Time. I think that's what it is. Israeli Defense Forces have too small. Watch my own screen. Israeli Defense Force has released a slew of evidence they claim proves an overnight explosion at a Gaza hospital that killed hundreds of people were caused by a misfiring rocket launched by Palestinian Islamic Jihad. In an audio clip procured by Israeli military intelligence, two alleged Hamas terrorists can be heard discussing the explosion and confirming the rockets came from Palestinian Islamic Jihad, PIJ, an independent jihadist group. They are saying the rocket belongs to Palestinian Islamic Jihad. It's from us, one alleged Hamas member asked in a clip provided by Israeli military intelligence. It looks like it, the response. It misfired and fell on them. God bless. Couldn't it have found another place to explode? Now I'm having a hard time believing this. Here's why. These are Muslims, jihadists, whatever. They wouldn't, I don't think they would say, well, never mind. This may be just because someone else is translating it. Generally, you would hear Allah bless. But I think in Arabic or yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is just a translation from like these guys, or was it translated by Israeli military intelligence? If it's Israeli military intelligence, I'm calling bullshit. Here's why: a lot of Muslims don't say God; they say Allah. Even in English, you'll say Allah, like Allah bless, Allah be peace behind you. I don't think I've ever seen a Muslim. I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm incorrect in that. Trying to think if I'm confusing this with the books I read. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm all confused. God damn it. All right. Whatever. God bless. Couldn't it have found another place to explode? The alleged recording came after Israeli officials released a video of the moment a rocket purportedly streaked towards Israel from Gaza appears to suffer a problem and suddenly changes course before flaming out. In the darkness, it's not clear whether the rocket broke apart or simply lost its trajectory. But moments later, a pair of explosions erupt in the city below. The results of what Israel claims was the rocket falling back to Earth and striking the Al-Ali hospital in Gaza City. This is a tragic result of firing rockets from densely populated neighborhoods, the IDF said. Finally, IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari showed a series of infrared images, satellite photos, and documents, intelligent documents, he said, proved the damage caused at the hospital could not have possibly come from an Israeli strike. He explains the images shown that was not structural damage to buildings from the Al Hali hospital, no craters in the adjacent car park, and no debris consistent with an airstrike, implying a direct hit from an Israeli missiles would have caused far more destruction. And here's the oh shit, what the fuck is going on? Here's the audio file. I just want to listen to the actual. So here's the image, just in case there's audio. And you see the rocket, and it kind of looked like it blew up in the air. Oh, okay. I mean, to me, that kind of looked like it blew up in the air. But I don't know. I don't deal with rockets.
بس بقول لك اول مره بنشوف الصاروخ زي
I'm
هيك
telling you,
ضايع
this is the first.
فبقول لك تبع الجهاد الصواريخ الجهاد الاسلامي وش ضايع
So
بقول لك بس بقول لك
audio click. I'm telling you,
مره بنشوف
this is the
الصاروخ
first
زي
time we've
هيك
seen a
وش
missile
ضايع
like this fail, and so that's why we're saying it belongs to Palestinian Islamic Jihad. What? They are saying it belongs to Palestinian Islamic Jihad. It's from us. It looks like it. Who says this? They are saying that shrapnel from the missile is local shrapnel and not like Israeli shrapnel. What are you saying, name? Silence. But God bless, they couldn't have found another place to explode. Never mind, yes, name. They shot it from the cemetery behind the hospital. What? They shot it coming from the cemetery behind the Al Madin hospital. There's a cemetery behind it? Yes, Al Madin is exactly in the compound. Where is it when you enter the compound? You first enter the compound that goes to the right side of the Islam Al Madin. Yes, I know it. So there you go. That's the apparent audio clip. Now, you wouldn't be incorrect in speculating that this could be faked. This could be a plant. Israel, Mossad, IDF, they're all faking this evidence to try and lay blame somewhere else. You could also say it's just as likely that's fucking true. It's the thing you can't really know, because it could just be as like either or could be just as likely. I don't know about the airstrike, maybe. Airstrikes are generally a lot more destructive. But I'm not an expert on it, so I could be absolutely wrong. I really don't know. So there we go. Okay. And here to muddy some more waters is this. So this is from, oh God, Hanania Naftali. The mysterious explosion in Gaza. Hamas blamed Israel for this. I believe it's either a failed rocket that hit the hospital or something that was done on purpose in order to get international support. Again, just as fucking likely, honestly. Now, here's the thing. He deleted an earlier tweet where he confirms it's an Israeli attack. Now that's the context could be just the truth. And then someone else commented, yes, so let's get it at community notes, the real tweet you deleted. So then Naftali says, breaking: Israeli Air Force struck a Hamas terrorist base inside a hospital in Gaza. Multiple numbers of terrorists are dead. It's heartbreaking that Hamas is launching rockets from hospital, mosques, schools, and using civilians as human shields. But then there's something he's put out later. Naftila said, earlier today, I shared a report that was published by Reuters about the bombing at the hospital in Gaza, which falsely stated Israelis struck the hospital. I mistakenly shared this information in a since deleted post in which I referenced Hamas' routinely use of hospitals to store weapons, catches, and conduct terrorist activities. I apologize for this area. As the IDF does not bomb hospitals, I assumed Israel was targeting one of Hamas bases in Gaza. It is known that Hamas is using civilians as human shields. It's a war crime and crime against humanity. This should be the focus. And then there's this person, posts a bunch of articles. And people comment. So there's why there's confusion. I mean, this guy at first reports it was Israel. Then he's like, no, I was wrong. You don't know who to believe. And then Israel, the IDF, that's Israeli Defense Force, by the way, comes out with an apparent video of Hamas terrorists talking about and admitting to the bombing themselves. The question is, can you trust Israel? IDF. Here's the thing: it really doesn't matter whether you believe or not. It's enough plausible deniability that they can, easily say, no, it wasn't us, it was Israel, or it was Hamas. So it's enough to get their supporters to be behind it, regardless, and to be angry at Hamas terrorists. It's like you really can't know, honestly. It'd be more trustworthy if it was an independent source, like not Israel or Hamas. We really don't know. But then you got that Naftila guy who at first said, hey, it was Israel who did this, and then pulled back and said, no, it wasn't. I was mistaken. And then here is another one. This one's a video. Now, unfortunately, this is not a trustworthy source either, but we will listen to it anyways. BBC journalist says the attack on the Al Halim National Baptist Hospital in Gaza had to be done by Israel. So we'll listen to what he has to say.
The Israeli military has been contacted for comment, and they have said that they are investigating. But, it is hard to see what else this could be, really, given the size of the explosion, other than an Israeli airstrike or several airstrikes. Because, when we've seen rockets being fired out of Gaza, we never see explosions of that scale. We might see half a dozen, maybe a few more people being killed in such rocket attacks, but we've never seen anything on the scale of the sort of explosion on the video I was watching earlier, which, as you say, is still to be verified. The Israeli military has been contacted.
All right, there we go. Let's listen to that one more time.
For comment, and they have said that they are investigating. But, it is hard to see what else this could be, really, given the size of the explosion, other than an Israeli airstrike or several airstrikes. Because, when we've seen rockets being fired out of Gaza, we never see explosions of that scale. We might see half a dozen, maybe a few more people being killed in such rocket attacks, but we've never seen anything on the scale of the sort of explosion on the video I was watching earlier, which, as you say, is still to be verified. The Israeli military has been.
All right. So the reason he says it had to be done by Israel is because of the destruction. I don't know about that. Here's the thing, though. Let's say for argument's sake, that it was Hamas who did it. And let's say, for argument's sake, that Hamas was storing weapons, bombs, etc. at the hospital, like it's claimed. Well, then that would account for the extra destruction you see. And that could mean that it wasn't Israel that bombed it. Just playing devil advocate here. Like I said, there's too many conflicting reports. We don't know. And here's the thing: both sides have interest in trying to pin the blame on the others. So you can't trust either of them, because Hamas has the incentive to blame Israel, because that would give them sympathy in the international space. But Israel, for pretty much the same reason, has an interest in not letting themselves get blamed for the same reason. Because if they can blame Hamas, then they can continue to be justified in their actions, or they can't be condemned for their actions in various other times. All right, now we're done with terrorism and war and stuff abroad. Let's go to home. Well, first, before we get into that, we'll start with this. So, 2 people at New York University were recorded ripping down flyers of missing civilians believed to have been kidnapped by Hamas. Around 200 are estimated to be hostage. The vandalism mirrors Muslims tearing down flyers in London. So we go. There's these chicks. For argument's sake, let's say you're pro-Hamas. Oh, I guess it makes sense. If you're pro-Hamas, I guess it kind of makes sense for you to want to tear down these flyers, because then people won't feel sympathy towards Israel, or won't feel hatred towards Hamas. But say it's not Hamas that's doing this. Yeah. So yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, clearly these people pro-Hamas, they believe that Hamas has kidnapped civilians, and so they're trying to hide it. So therefore, you can't blame Hamas for it. It's the only reason I could see about tearing down flyers reporting missing civilians believed to be kidnapped by Hamas. I really can't see any other justifiable reason. Well, even though what I say is justifiable, but any reason why someone would want to tear down a bunch of flyers. That it's not even. I assume it's not even anti-Hamas or anything like that. It's just a list of missing civilians that are believed to be kidnapped by Hamas. Like, I don't see any good that can come of that by tearing these down. So yeah, and it's kind of, it appears that the at least she does, or maybe look like they're of Middle Eastern descent. Bad look for them. I mean, they don't give a shit. I mean, it's New York University. Nothing's going to happen to them. Nothing ever happens to anyone that does this, unless you're on the right, of course. All right. So now we're going to get into some terrorism at home, or insurrection at home. Now, look, I don't actually believe this is actual insurrectionists. I'm just being a tongue-in-cheek little guy. Because if the right did this at all, they'd be labeled as insurrectionists. I mean, they went into a building that they were welcomed into by the Capitol Police and labeled insurrectionist. So, if they're that, then clearly, if you're stopping access to the White House, you're an insurrection, right? That's a blockade right there. No ceasefire, no exit. Group of leftist activists blockade access to the White House at a direct action demand Israel stop military retaliation from following Islamic terrorist attacks. So yeah. So now all that's going to happen is these cops are going to be held up. So if there's any emergency, they can't go anywhere. They're stuck doing this. That's all that's happening here. Like there's no actual anything actually going to be fixed or stopped or anything. Because you think like first off, president could leave no problem. There's a thing called Marine One, which is a helicopter, which could come that lands in the White House and he can take off. So he's not really restricted from moving. But the cops have to be there in case these idiots decide to try and storm it and blow it up or some shit like that. So they're stuck there, and so if there's any real emergencies, they're going to be stuck there because the president's life is going to be deemed more valuable than anything else, anyone else's at the time. So I mean, again, this does nothing. It's at most it's a slight irritation, but there's probably thousands of ways to get into the White House that are still guarded heavily. So I don't know. But it's like protests like these where you block areas just ends up making people hate you more. Like it doesn't actually end up working. It just ends up turning people from your side. Like if you're like, let's be honest, if you're like in the city driving, going about your merry way, and some dumbass decides to block traffic, cause you to take forever to get home, etc. Do you really, and be honest, do you really support their cause, or are you just like these fucking idiots? I fucking hate them. I'm not doing anything. Like, fuck these people. Like, literally, that's what you end up saying. You don't really give a shit about their cause or anything. You're just like, fuck these people. I guarantee it. Because you're just like, I'm just trying to get to work, go about my day, and I don't need this crap. I'll be right back, guys. I have to use the facilities. All right. So I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, bathroom. Oh, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So we'll just get on to the next topic. All right. So this is from Court TV. So if you guys don't know, Alex Murdaugh was an former lawyer who was arrested and charged with the murder of his family. He was charged with killing his family, his son, and his wife, leaving one son still alive. I don't think I was watching it before, and then I kind of ended up checking out because they ended up bringing a bunch of evidence that really didn't have anything to do with the murder. It was evidence on his financial crimes. It turned out he was embezzling from his company and being a complete asshole, basically. So yeah. But yeah, and then they also it claimed they killed his they claimed his son was killed with a shotgun and his wife was killed by a rifle, which didn't make any sense. And there was no real there's nothing killing his family didn't really get him anything. It didn't stop any of the proceedings of being charged with being embezzling from the company. There's nothing really from it. In all honesty, there was nothing really. There's no benefit from him offing his family at all. He got a little sympathy, but that's about it. But anyways, so he ended up being charged, and not charged. He ended up being found guilty by a jury of his peers. But then it turned out that the clerk of court talked to the jury and kind of, it seemed, appeared to have been trying to influence the jury pool to convict him. So, and that was considered jury tampering. And oh, by the way, this clerk ended up publishing a book, I believe. You know what? Let me look this up so I can get this all correct. Yeah, so the courthouse clerk wrote a book on Alex Murdaugh trial. And there's claims that she had coached the jurors into labeling him guilty. Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, basically, yeah, she ended up basically what they're saying is she wanted a murder conviction because then it would look good for her book. And so she coached the juries into disbelieving the so because a murder conviction would look good for her book sales, basically. Anyway, so they got the Murdaugh lawyers filed an appeal, and so what this is saying, so Law Court TV got a statement from his lawyers, and they said the recent ruling to stay the appeal and remand the case for a hearing on Alex Murdaugh's motion for a new trial is welcome news. We intend to proceed expeditiously and will seek a full-blown evidentiary hearing addressing the serious allegations pertaining to improper jury communications by the clerk of court. So there we go. That's basically it. So basically, what I think this means is he gets a new trial or a hearing to decide whether he gets a new trial, which he should. This Court of Clerks appears to look like, and I think she has lawyered up, FYI, and that doesn't automatically mean guilty, but it appears that she has influenced the jury and coached them into basically, and for all we know, they would have convicted him regardless of anything, and they were going to anyways, and she had nothing to do with it. But the fact that she did go, or she didn't necessarily need to do anything about it. But even if that were the case, there's the fact that she coached them and she got the outcome she was looking for doesn't look good for her. And I absolutely think Alex Murdaugh deserves another new trial. I think all the evidence he brought in. Again, I'll full disclosure, I checked out like when they started introducing all the evidence from his financial fraud cases. I don't think there was any relevance to that at all. So I didn't, this was supposed to be like a 2-week trial, and it turned into like forever. So I checked out of it like immediately after that, and I stopped really listening to that. So full disclosure. So I don't know what happened, but I'm not even try. But just the fact that this a person of part of the court with really high standing and everything, like, or not high standing, but an authority of the clerk would go and do something like this. It's deeply troubling, and hopefully she will be found guilty and get in trouble and fired. Honestly, she needs to be fired because, in all honesty, if she's done it once, she may have done it again. So it's the same thing where if a cop turns out to have lied in a case, or something, or that basically has something that's called into question, then all the other cases they've overseen gets called into question, and a lot of them get new trials. So I think the same thing should happen. This is just real bullshit, and it's not like I'm invested heavily. I really could care less about Alex Murdaugh at all. But in the interest of justice and what we, as an American people, believe in, everyone has a right to a fair trial. And if this court clerk tampered with the jury, it's not a fair trial. Simple as that. All right. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. I have no idea, honestly. All right. Okay, so Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul had their fight over the weekend. Dylan Dennis lost, which honestly, was sad because all the smack talk he said, now he just looks like a fucking idiot. But apparently he went on the Flagrant podcast and he had been drinking. He was hungover, so he clearly wasn't taking it that seriously. And was clearly a bad idea. And you kind of know if someone's drinking in the middle of their, before while they're training for a boxing match, probably they're not really a serious person about it, and they're gonna end up losing. Love him or hate him, at least Logan Paul appears to take this stuff seriously. But anyways, he lost. Now, he didn't lose like he got knocked out or lost by points. He ended up being disqualified. But the consensus is he was going to lose regardless. And I saw like clips of the fight, and the dude did not put up a good fight at all. But apparently he went on Piers Morgan. Now, his excuse is, of course, that, I'm not a boxer. I'm an MMA fighter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, whatever. All right, so let's see what he had to say on Piers Morgan, because apparently, according to Logan Paul, Piers Morgan owned him.
Get in there and like trade, he would run away.
You landed 9 punches in 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing
that's not great, is it?
No.
It's because he was running though. Even Connor was saying it. He was running.
You threw more fights at the end with the security guys.
I was a handicap the whole time.
He still beat.
Yeah, but I don't. He beat me in a boxing fight.
Right.
So if he beat me in an MMA fight.
But even that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Come on.
Nah.
Yeah,
he's a YouTube influencer.
Get in there and like trade, he would run away.
You landed 9 punches in 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing was,
so Piers Morgan, all he does is just point out, like, so you still lost regardless. It doesn't really matter that it was MMA or it was boxing on MMA. You still fucking lost. And here's the thing: you talked all this shit and you end up losing, and it doesn't look good. He clearly wasn't taking it that seriously. But this doesn't fucking matter. Logan Paul won. You lost. Dude, you're a fucking idiot. Which kind of sad, because I really wanted him to win, even though this motherfucker can't speak for shit. Like, I saw the face-off between him and Logan Paul, and so now he just looks like a moron. So, whatever. I don't give a shit. And Logan Paul says he's not going to do an MMA. He doesn't want to give him a platform, blah, 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 blah. So, it is what it is. What can you do? All right. So now, got another clip here. Adin Ross gets exposed by his father for wearing his sister's dresses. I have no idea if this is actually his father. I don't know who this broad is. I have no idea what any about this. But I saw the clip. Let's check the clip out.
I never thought about it too much, like what they were going to turn out to be or what their sexuality would be. So when Adin, he went through a period where, he wore his sister's dresses and their makeup.
Wait, pause, wait. So Adin put on like Naomi dresses and stuff like that.
And he played with my Barbie.
Not too often, but occasionally.
Okay.
And I would just pretend like nothing was happening. I never thought of
it. Okay. Again, I don't know if it's fucking true. Apparently, Naomi's Adin Ross's sister, I guess. I really don't know. But regardless, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing if you have your family members going on and saying this shit. It's really kind of embarrassing. But I don't know if it's true. I don't know if that's his actual father. I don't know if that's his sister. I have no fucking idea. It's a funny video if it's true. It's really funny. But, I don't, Adin Ross isn't someone you should respect, period. The dude's a fucking idiot. He gets mentored by Andrew Tate. And then when Andrew Tate goes to prison, he doesn't even show up or write a letter to Adin Ross or do anything. He just goes and then gets addicted to lean. And then after promising, no, I'm off lean. I'm done. I'm done with that. He ends up continuing to get addicted to lean. And so it is what it is. So there we go. All right. Finally, we're at the end. Last one. I slept with 300 people in a year. Haters say I'm disgusting, but I feel empowered. No, you're disgusting. 300 people in a year. Like if you've like say you're like 30 something years old and you've had sex with 300 people. All right, but that's like an occurrence over time. But in a year, in that small time frame, that's almost a body a day. That's like 65 people short of a body a day. That's fucking gross. It's really gross. Like in a year, it's gross. And only women can get like that many in a year. No guy, unless he's paying for them, can get 300 bodies in a year. You know, if like I said, he's 33 years old and he gets 300 bodies, then that's different. That's a total over, 30, well, let's say, start at 18. That's what, 12 years? Yeah, 12 years. So, and that's assuming he starts, having sex at 18. It's 12 years. And of course she's been able to get 300 bodies. She's attractive. Yes. Don't be an idiot. She's attractive. Yes. So obviously she can get 300 bodies. No problem. But that's not something to be proud of. Because again, it's not that hard for a woman to get a bunch of sex. Like, what? All right. An Australian woman who says she's had sex with it's more than 300 people in 1 year. So that's probably even closer to a body a day. Found the experience empowering. How is that empowering? Like how is that empowering for like a chick to be fucked a bunch of times? Like, it's not that empowering, honestly. You're just getting dick. Because it's not the reason it's not empowering is it's not that hard to get dick. You can get dick like no problem as a chick. Like, let's be honest. All right, Andy Knight, 20. She's only 26 and she's had 300 bodies. That is fucking ridiculous. 300 bodies, it's probably more than 300 bodies because she just said in 1 year. Doesn't mean her whole lifetime. So, from age 25 to 26, she's had more than 300 people inside her. Andy Knight, 26, told Kylie and Jackie O show that she even managed to bed 5 people in a single day during the frisky, fun-filled year. Wow. I felt empowered afterward. Damn. Aussie declared, "Sex makes me feel good. It's meant to make you feel good." Knight sleeps with women and men and women and told the radio program she's met many of her sex partners on dating apps. However, she also has a roster of regulars on speed dial that she calls up whenever she feels like getting down and dirty. The messier the sex, the better. She is enthused. Knight, who has been dubbed Australia's most sexually active woman, added that nothing is off limits when it comes to experimenting in the bathroom, saying, "I'm down to try anything." So she likes to get shit on. Hey, she's down for anything. However, not everyone is impressed by Knight's unashamed enthusiasm for sex, with one hater describing her as disgusting. Well, it's not a hater. She is disgusting. She currently still has semen in her. What the fuck? Knight, who has an OnlyFans account, was also fired from her marketing job after boss uncovered her saucy cyber activities. Of course she was. The sex enthusiast told Kylie and Jackie O show that there's no shortage of kinky content on her page, and she does pretty much everything on camera, so she likes to be shit on camera. Knight recently hit headlines after she spoke out about being axed from a job with a separate outlet. Well, of course she were. The last thing I wanted to do was get fired if someone found my OnlyFans, she's told SBS Insight recently. There are list of 3 reasons why I was fired, basically saying she was very upset and very angry by her company's decision to ask her. Well, okay, hold on. They said I falsely advised that I had a side business, didn't ask for permission from the company to run the side business, and I had online pornographic images of myself and crude language that was against company policies, she declared. However, Knight isn't looking back. She now earns around $1,000 a day from risque content, which fans pay a monthly subscription to view. Now, yeah, there's a lot of companies that if you're gonna do a side business, you gotta kind of like get permission to, especially because your persona, your what you like. If people find out that you're from that company, that reflect like whatever you're doing reflects on that company poorly if it's poor. Like if it's something that that would be negatively viewed. And a lot of businesses don't want chicks that are fucking hoes on the internet at their company because it's a bad look for the company. And they're also walking, talking future sexual harassment goddamn lawsuits. Their liabilities, period. Here's the thing. She's saying all this. She's all empowered. She feels great. She's not going to feel that great when she has kids and her kids are getting bullied because, your mom's a slut. She's only 26 years old and already fucking a bunch of people. And I'm not mad. Dude, give sex. Go do you. I really could care less that, she gets more sex than I do. And I know she does. 300 bodies a year? Of course she does. She's a woman. She gets sex more than I do. I'm not even denying that at all. I don't care, honestly. It is disgusting to have 300 bodies in a year. Again, 300 bodies over, a period of years. Yeah, I can get that. All right, cool, no problem. But 300 in a year, more than 300 in a year. She's claiming that there's chicks in there too. No, it's mostly dudes. Let's be honest. It's mostly dudes. There's probably a handful of chicks in there, and it's mostly dudes. I bet it's still 300 dudes that she's fucking. It's just fucking. It's gross. I wouldn't want to fuck a chick that's had 300 bodies. In a year. Again, in a year. Well, even if she had 300. Well, if she had 300 bodies total. Here's the thing. Chicks aren't generally honest about their body count. So it's 300. Odds are it's probably way worse than that. Let's be honest. So there we go. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. I will talk more tomorrow about various other topics. But yeah, what do you think? Did Israel did Israel bomb the hospital or did Hamas? I really don't know who. I can see plausibility on both sides. I really can. I don't know if you can really trust anything that comes from one. Like I said, if that so-called terrorist video or terrorist intercept, whatever, came from an outside party, you probably could give it a lot more credit. But because it came from Israel, you can't really give it that much credit because they could have just faked that shit. They could have easily. That's what it is. What can you do? So, but there you go. I don't know what to think. I really do think it's just as plausible. It could have been just as plausible that Israel bombed, did an air strike on the hospital, but it could also be just as possible that Hamas shot a rocket and it fell and hit the hospital instead by accident. And then that one report saying the level of destruction, you only see it with airstrikes. Well, do you only see it with airstrikes, or could you also see it if there was munitions stored underneath or in the hospital or underneath the hospital? Because it's a claim that Hamas stores weapons and rockets in hospitals. So I think you'd probably end up seeing it on both sides. That's just me. I don't know. All right. I hope you all have a good day. I'll be back here tomorrow. I may do a little streaming in the afternoon on my video game stream, but I may not. Depends. I promised my family I'd spend time with them today. So if I don't end up getting there, no big deal. It is what it is. What can you do? But I may do it a little bit when they take a nap because my daughter normally takes a nap roughly around noon. And my pregnant wife, I think she's 14 or 15 weeks pregnant wife, takes a nap too. So if they end up doing that, I might come down here and do maybe an hour-long stream or something of video games. I meant to play Modern Warfare 2 yesterday, but I had to download everything because apparently it wasn't downloaded for whatever fucking reason. So there's that. I hope you all have a good day. Peace out, and see you later. Oh, before I sign off, make sure you follow me on X at @officialwghost. Check out my coffee brand coffee with delicious coffees. My referral code and coupon code are in the description. I really need to start advertising that better again. But make sure you follow me on X at @officialwghost. Follow me here on Rumble, rumble.com/withghost. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course, check me out on my Rumble. And then check out my gaming channel, rumble.com/gamingwithghost. All those links for the Rumble channels are in the description below if you're on YouTube. And my gaming channel link is also in the description of the Rumble stream. All right. Now, I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. And see you later.